Hi guys, welcome to Crypto 101, the home of good value information when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And this is Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we don't gamble it. My name is Ahmed Aladmeji Kazim, and on today's show, I've got something very, very important to share with you guys. And I believe if you're an investor or you're a trader, you do not want to miss out. All right, let's get to what's going on in the market. If you've not subscribed to the channel, you need to do that right now and support the movement. Click the like button, subscribe, like and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be part of what has been happening on this channel. We all know BTC is getting ready to battle with the CPI that is coming. I'm talking about the Core Consumer Price Index that will be coming up later today. And that is going to really shows, or it's going to really tell if we're going to see the market shooting up or dipping down more to around probably 18K, 16K, 14K, 12K, thereabout. We don't know what or when is going to happen, but I believe the news today is going to show us what is really going to happen in the market. So without no further ado, let's check what the headline is all about before we see. We can see Bitcoin prepares for CPI showdown as BTC price dips below 19K. That is some news that came out, and we can see Bitcoin trades higher amid muted expectation for the next inflation reading. And also we can see over here that Bitcoin holds steady as market awaits pivotal inflation data. Also we can see on here stock futures are up as investors await inflation data. And also we can see over here this key inflation measure shows price rose faster than expected last month. What is going to happen this month? And you know what happened last month when the CPI came? We saw the Bitcoin drop from about 25K down to where it is right now. And now, following that inflation rate, the Fed now came up to say they're going to increase the interest so they can control the inflation. And we saw them increasing by 75 basis points. And that now pushed the Bitcoin price even further down to about, I think, 17.5 or 18K before we now have the momentum where it's now be consolidating or ranging between 18,500 and 20K, 19K, thereabout. So today now, the news is going to come up and we'll be waiting to see if it's going to be more than, we see if the change in price of goods and services purchased by the consumers are actually greater than the forecast. That means it's good for the currency, and whatever that is good for the currency is going to make the investors pull more money into the dollar index. And if the dollar index keeps rising, definitely other things that are trading against this will be coming down. But what are we going to look at today? We're going to look at how they've been tackling the inflation. And you all know the inflation is all about the rise in the rise in price of goods and services, of commodities. And we know the core CPI is now at the rise in goods and services, excluding the oil and gas. And speaking about oil and gas, we can see that everywhere globally, it's been rising. And we saw the OPEC meeting and all of that happening. And they've been discussing on how they're going to use these tools to help. And we know Russia and Ukraine issue has been causing a lot of problem and sanctions here and there, and this has been affecting the inflation globally, not only in America or in South Africa or in Nigeria. Globally, we've been seeing inflation on the rise. And how can the Fed tackle it? Is by increasing the interest rate. And the more you increase the interest rate, the more investors pull back not to be part of the borrowers. And if you don't have people borrowing money, how do you want to have new jobs? How do you want to have new businesses and all of that to create jobs, to make money, save and all of that, and be able to put our money on some asset or commodity? So we'll be waiting for this news today, and it's going to be a big news, and I think that will determine where the market is going to move today. But we're going to see on the chart, uh, like I normally tell you, you can see right here, Bitcoin is trading at what? Bitcoin is trading at 19,069 as I'm speaking to you right now. And whatever that's going to happen, we're going to see it on the chart. Mind you, before now, we've been seeing news about, we've been receiving data, that is about PPI month to month, PPI year to year, CPI month to month, CPI year to year, and all of that has been coming up, and some other sentiment in the market. And that is now is creating whatever you're seeing on the chart before the big news will come into play. So now let's check the chart out quickly and see what's happening on the market. We can see Bitcoin right now has been creating a structure. Like I told you yesterday, if a part of this show, I said we're going to be waiting for BTC to break above this 19,200. And you can see we only touched that 19,200 part. We didn't break it, though we have a spike above it, and now we have the market come down. But what do I want us to take away from today's data that we'll be releasing, and now merge it together with a chart analysis, so we can see if the news is going to be favorable or the news is going to be a bad news for investors or for the dollar index. But let's take a look at this now. We can see we're having a symmetric triangle over here, and this speaks a lot to me when I'm watching the chart, talking about technical analysis, you understand? And I can see right here, we have the symmetric triangle showing 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally, the 5 is a breakout. And when you see the 5, you know that, oh, that means this is a good signal. And right now, see, we have the breakout here. You can see we have the breakout here. And what does this tell me? It tells me I'm going to have the market pull back. But in my own theory, the market mustn't break 18,900 or 18,923. You understand? We have the market doing pull back, doing the number 5, then it will pull back down to around this zone, then you see the massive movement. But now you might see the massive movement when the news breaks out, and you'll be like, oh, it was the news that moved the market, it was the news that made the market move. Yes, the news is part of it, but I tell you, when you look at the chart, you can see that this is what's about to happen. Not 100%. Sometimes they might try to manipulate the market, pull it down to wipe out the buyers before, the sellers or the buyers before they continue moving it. But the chart today, what it's showing me is, let me show you. The chart today, what I'm seeing right here is we're going to see the price pulling down a bit to this point. So I'm expecting the market to hold the grip around 18,900 or maximum 18,800 thereabout. Then we see the market shoot up. That is what I'm expecting from the market, and I'm going to be putting in massive amount of dollars to trade it if we break above this 19,200, and now it's now 19,230. If we break above this conveniently, I am going to put massive, because we're going to see the market now continue moving up. And also, if we break down below 18,900, or let's say between 18,920 and 18,840, 850 thereabout, we should be looking to take a short, because I told you, and I've been saying it on the show, if we eventually break 18.5 to 17.5, it's a bad news, guys. It's a bad news. You're going to see the market falling down to, let's say, maybe 16K, 14K, 12K, I don't know. The chart is going to tell us about it. That's going to be a disaster if we could not hold that group between 17,500 and 18,500 zone. If we fail to hold the grip there, I'm telling you, it's going to be a bad news. And what is going to lead to that is today's news that we'll be waiting for, which is the under the economic calendar. Let me show you. That's what we'll be waiting for. And you can see we're expecting the CPI, that's the core price index month to month. And also we'll be seeing the year to year. All these things drop every month. And those are the tools investors, Fed, and all these financial institutions to know how the economy is doing, talking about how the inflation rate or the next inflation, whatever, is going to come out to be. Because if the consumer price index keeps moving higher and there's no slowing down, we know that the inflation is still on the rise. But now when the result come out, or the, what am I going to call it? The data comes out and we see that, oh, it's not that going to be, we might have the understanding that, oh, possibly the inflation rate will be dropping. And if we see the inflation rate coming down or dropping, definitely the Fed will now start thinking and seeing if they can now start reducing the interest rate. And if the interest rate keeps coming down, we'll see a lot of borrowers coming back to the market, creating jobs, people getting money, now be able to use their money. And now imagine you're making money and the price of goods and services are reducing. You can buy things, your dollar or your rand or whatever money you have is going to have value, and you can buy something at a cheaper or lesser rate without your money being valueless. And also you can have some savings and put it in probably stock market, commodities, and all of that. So that's why all these tools or all this data are very, very important when they're coming out, and we need to watch out. And also we'll be seeing the news for core CPI, which is excluding the food and energy. This one has to do with the goods and services purchased by the consumer. We're going to see that too coming up today. And we're going to see unemployment claim too coming up today. You understand? And the number of individuals who filed for unemployment or insurance for the first time during the past week is still going to come out. We're going to see if the actual is going to be better than the forecast, or the forecast is going to be better than the actual. You know, when that don't balance, that's when we see if it's good for the dollar index or is bad for the dollar index. And you know, the more the dollar becomes stronger, other things trading against it, they will be falling down. That's why you see, when we see the dollar index pushing up, you see Bitcoin dropping down. Why? Because the dollar is becoming more stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's that on what we need to watch out on today's data that will be coming up. And also we're going to be looking at the G20 meeting today. Also, we need to watch out for that and see what they're going to talk about. But don't forget, tomorrow on Friday, we're going to be seeing the core retail sales, month-to-month retail sales as well. We're going to be seeing the consumer sentiment and all of that coming up tomorrow. But today, Bitcoin is bracing and waiting for the news and see if it's going to be able to withstand the news, the pressure that is coming out from the data that will come on today. So, excuse me. So that's what we're going to be looking at on the radar today. And you can see BTC price down about 1.65% thus far in, I think, in October, and that's indicating about how much, about 0.75% daily gain since 2014. And also let's check out the news here. We can see the biggest cryptocurrency by market cap was trading for 91.4 at the time of writing this, and tomorrow, which is going to be what we're going to be, which is going to be depending on the outlook of the CPI report, and that could signal Federal Reserve will continue to aggressively hike up interest rates in an attempt to cool off the economy and curb the rise on inflation. And you might ask me, okay, if there is inflation and the job, because we saw the last job data was good, and you'll be like, oh my God, people are getting job, or there are more jobs being out there. But why are they still increasing the interest rate? They have to do that because, mind you, if the inflation keeps increasing, even though you're working and you're getting paid, the money you're getting paid is valueless. Imagine you're earning $1,000. Your rent used to be maybe 1,000. Your grocery used to be 800. Your car, your fuel, and all of this used to be amount to, let's say, 5,000. You can save 5,000. Now we saw inflation increasing maybe about 10%. Now add that 10% to your money, you can see now your money is now becoming valueless, you know. And now if your money is becoming valueless, you can't do anything with it. And if you cannot do anything with it, how do you want to invest in stock, commodities, and all of that? So that's why they need to cut out, they need to keep increasing the interest rate. So now it will make a lot of borrowers stop. And when they stop that, the circulation of money will reduce in the economy. And once that reduces in the economy, the inflation is going to come down, because inflation is rising goods and services, because you and I have so much money that are valueless to buy something that is worth something, and now if our money can buy it, it's useless. But imagine when the money keeps reducing, now the number of people that want to buy this thing now reduce, will see the production, the manufacturing and all of that now drop the price, because now the demand is now a little bit low, and now we now see the job now paying people back. People now can be able to buy, save and all of that, and make something out of it. So that's why it is very, very important when you see the CBN, or I say the CBN, the Fed, cutting or increasing the interest rates to balance the economy, to balance the inflation, the whatever that's going on in the economy. So we'll be waiting for the data today. But before we move on, let's check out some other news that are making headlines before we can now see Sam Bankman-Fried on Mango market hack. We saw the news broke yesterday when the hack the mango market, and now it's now becoming like a normal thing. And this is the reason why these big banks don't want to come into crypto yet, and that's why they're waiting for the regulations to hit the crypto space nicely. And we know that now is now well regulated, and they can maybe gladly invest their money in the market, and all of us can have peace of mind and all of that. And now, speaking about that, I drop a video, or I said a video. We have an episode where we talk about the SEC, the SSC, where they talk about how they've been killing or have been rebattling the cryptocurrency in the name of they want to regulate and all of that. I think you can check the video out, or check it among this. And if you're not subscribed to this channel and you like what you're doing and you want to be financially free, because on this show we give good information, values, discuss about the most important topic, and also we give signals on how, when to get into the trade, or when you should take a trade or even invest in the market. And this is going to help you to make some cash for yourself, guys. So if you've not subscribed, you need to hit the subscribe button right now, like and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be part of what is really going on in the space. All right, back to the headlines. We can see crypto fitness app Stepping denies layoff report. We know Stepping is an app whereby you download it and you keep jogging every day. They pay you in crypto just for exercises. You can check that out, guys. And we saw Crypto.com follows Binance into France to invest about 140 million US dollars in Paris headquarters. And I think that's a big news. We're having the good news and things happening in the crypto space, but at the same time, these bad guys keep supporting the SEC by hacking, bringing all this fraud out, and pushing all the pressure or the fear and doubt to all these investors, or you and I, to get into the market. And I must tell you, this is going to be interesting, because crypto is the future, and if you want to be part of the crypto billionaires or the crypto millionaires, you need to join the space. So we join forces together and make sure no one design or whatever monetary system we've been using for decades and is enriching the people at the top and is making us, the average people on the surface, become slaves to them. But now with crypto, we can redirect the wealth, we can redistribute all of that, and you and I can be part of what is going on in this world. We saw the Mango are using stolen funds to pit community against developer. Also, we saw some news over here. U.S. judge allow crypto advocate to join Oki defense against CFTC. And also, we saw another news right here. Canada self-regulatory agency approved first crypto native investment dealer. And speaking about first crypto, the first ever bank in the United States, talking about NY Mello or something like that, they now offer cryptocurrency services. And that was big news. People are saying, oh, is this a step for people to get into it, or is it a way to get this crypto whatever back into this centralization of a thing? But we're gonna see. But I believe, let them get into it. With time, we're gonna see what they're up to. If it's good for the crypto, we know we're gonna support it. If it's not good, you and I are still gonna come out and say no, we do not want it, because we want financial freedom and we want a decentralized financial system whereby you can send your money out. I get it, I can send my money out, and you get it without any third party in between. So that's that. Let's check out some headline news before we move to the chart and see what we're going to do on the chart today. So you don't want to leave the show right now. Okay, guys, let's see. French police use Twitter crypto to recycle card scammers, and I think that's good. Polygon powers India police complaint portal, and US acting controller urged not to rush into crypto regulations. And we can see Russia's stablecoin usage surge after Ukraine invasion. And we can see also another good news here. Blockchain.com gets regulatory node from Singapore Central Bank. We can see some of these exchanges have even been doing something great, talking about Singapore, Kazakhstan, and some other countries. And let's check this also to see news that are making headlines. We can see Bitcoin dip to weekly low on minor trading volume. Yes, Bitcoin dipped, and I've told you it's because of the CPI that will be coming up later today. Is Bitcoin going to survive it? Is it going to hold the ground against it? We're going to see. So guys, you do not want to meet up, and I think if we see any movement in the market and we'll see you need to get it, we're going to drop the Let's Trade It today so you can be part of it and know what is really going to happen. Bitcoin defends 20K while Ethereum name service ENZ saw 11% daily market watch. And also we saw Ripple in this week best performance with 18% gain. I told you Ripple is battling with SEC for some times now, and we've got other institutional coming on board. We've got independent investigation and all of that now joining the case, so we can have something or reach a conclusion about what has been going on with Ripple for so long. So that's on the news today. But don't forget, the inflation has been on the rise and has been affecting the price of commodities and whatever we're doing in the world drastically. And the news today is going to show us if the CPI reports we have a good impact on the stock, Bitcoin, commodities, and all of that later today. And you don't want to miss out. We need to make sure we watch out for that. So that's that on that. Let's check the charts now and see if you and I need to get into the market, talking about the technical analysis aspect. Now we can see the market has been falling down and it's around 19,000 right now. What do we need to do? We can see the structure has been forming, and I like to trade in structure because that tells me what is happening in the market. That tells me, okay, the buyer are now coming into the market, or the sellers are leaving the market. And right now, we can see we have the structure here inside the symmetric triangle, which I like what is going on. If you watch the show from the beginning, I told you we've got this fake out. I'm expecting the market to pull down around this point. Then probably we're going to see a massive shoot up before the news breaks shortly. Right now, what am I going to look technically? We have our 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not our 5 yet, because on a lower time frame, the moment the spike fails to break the old structure, and it didn't break the old support from where the market is coming from. Let me explain to you. This is the old support. We have the market move up to this point, fail to break the structure. We're not going to count this. But at even the market come down here, break this support, even though with a spike, and goes up back to break this, now it becomes valid. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you don't understand this, what I'm saying, you need to learn how to trade. You need to know how all these things work. And if you want to know that, you can go to www.instacashfx.com and you can register for free training, and you're gonna get good and what am I going to call it, first class training when it comes to trading, investment, and crypto. And you can do that right now if you want to be part of that. But right now, what do we need to do? If you want to buy, you need to wait. Let's see if the market is going to break here, because that's the only structure that is there. The only structure is this 19,200, which I mentioned yesterday. We tested it, but we didn't break it conveniently. You know, I always tell you, put it above 19,200, because we need to make sure we see a candle in a lower time frame breaks it comfortably, then we know that yes, the price is above it, then we take our buy. So where do you need to set your buy stop now? I think your buy stop now is now at 19,230, and your sell stop should be below 18,840. You see, the gap is not that much. And why it's not that much is because you need to create a room for this movement. Crypto market is so volatile, so we see this movement moving up and down. So for you not to be caught with all this up and down, it's better you just set your buy stop where you know the moment we break that spot, we're moving up comfortably. And the moment we break this place downward, we're moving down comfortably. So now, where do you need to put your buy stop and sell stop for today's trade? Put your buy stop above, or let me say, I am going to put my buy stop above 19,230, and I'm going to put my sell stop below 18,830 thereabout. Not financial advice anyway, but it's just what I'm doing, and that's how I've been taking my trade. And if you can check, if you're new to this channel, you can check some of our old videos or our shows or our episodes. You see that we've been 99.9% accurate. So we're gonna wait for the news to break, but at the same time, technically we've not broken this 18,950, which is our number 4 or our number 2. Those are very, very important. The moment we break these two, we'll be working to see if we're going to break 18,840. Once we break that point, I bet you we're going to see the market plummeting now, see the market falling down massively. But if we fail to do that and the market break here, we're going to see the market appreciating. So you don't want to take any, or you don't want to gamble with your money. You want to do the right thing. Make sure you put your buy stop there and your sell stop there. And mind you, this is not financial advice by any way. Do your own research, but you can just copy what we're doing or what I've been doing on this channel, and you can see that we've been doing numbers on this channel. So that's that about BTC. We're going to see if BTC will be able to hold the inflation data coming up today. Let's check out the ETH/USD and see what is really going on with Mr. The Merge, like I normally call it, because since the merge has happened, Ethereum has been suffering. We've not been seeing so much money pumping into the game, and you can see even Ethereum is more or less now having a symmetric triangle like the BTC, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This 5 hasn't been pumped out yet, but we can see it's been creating a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high on even higher time frame. Ethereum is even easy, if you may ask me. This is very easy. If we break 1,265, we might see the market falling off more with Ethereum. But if we break this part, let me show you, because we have the market from this point. Let's analyze this thing carefully, because this is dicey kind of. We see we have 1, we have 2, then we have 3, then we have this. This thing break this point. You can see now we've not been able to break this point. Where do you need to buy ETH? You need to put your buy stop above 1,383. I think it's still the same thing I told you to do yesterday, and we've not been able to break that point. So you need to put your buy stop around 1,383, or let's say 1,385, but your sell stop should be below 1,260, or if you break 1,002, let me see, 1,250 comfortably, you can take a shot on ETH. So I think we're just going to see this up and down for now before the news breakout shortly in some hours time. We're going to see it happening live, and we'll see where the market going to. But so now we're just waiting for ETH to see. Let's see if it's going to 1, 2, 3. If you break this point, 1, 2, 6 something, it's a shot, and you can put your buy at 1,3 if you're a trader. But if you want to wait and have a peace of mind and see where it's going to take off, I think 1,003 is best to put your buy. Not financial advice, but that's what I feel. 1,003, put your buy, and put your sell below 1,265. Yes, use your risk reward. Don't forget, because when you're trading is very, very risky. But if you're investing too, it's very, very risky. You need to know what you're putting your money on. So that's that on the chart for today. Let's check out the market watch and see how these bad guys performing in the market. And we can see the market cap is now sitting at 912 billion US dollars. And wow, this is massive. We have 177 billion US dollars traded in volume in the last 24 hours. So we've had so much coming to the market and so much leaving the market. And we can see BTC dominant sitting at 41.1% and 17.3 for ETH. And on the sister side as well, we can see we've seen about 957 billion market cap and 46 billion traded in the last 24 hours. I think the figure right here is not correct. I think I can tell you that this 177 billion, I think is not correct. Something needs to be done with the coin market cap, and we know them with all this, their irregularity, whatever sometimes. But right now, I think we can stick to this about close to 50 billion traded in the last 24 hours. And we can see close to 40% dominance talking about BTC and about 16.3% dominance talking about ETH. So let's check out some trending token. We can see Man City Fan token is trending, has been dropping. PancakeSwap is dropping. Shiba Inu is also dropping. And now we can see BTC trading at 19,047, Ethereum trading at 1282. We're talking about ETH, and we can see BTC down 5.8% in the last 7 days, 6.11% in the last 24 in the last 7 hours as well, 7 days as well, excuse me, and 1% in the last 24 hours. And let's quickly check some coin on the top 100 like we normally do on this show. We can see Kusama is now at 101, Binary X is now at 102, Gemini Dollar at 103, and you can see we see some of them falling as high as 11% in the last 7 days and as low as 0.38% in the last 7 days. And you can see in the last 24 hours, average of, I think, let's say 4%. They've been down in the last 24 hours. So what does this tell us? It tells us that the markets or the data that we're expecting today is going to be very, very important. Talking about the CPI and the core CPI and the unemployment claims, we need to watch out for that. So that's that about the market watch. Let's check out some NFT out and see the overall stats on the NFT before we check the sentiment out. We can see Bod APH is now at number 1. Mutant APH is number 2. And a good news, if you have any NFT now, you can now link it to your Instagram, and now everyone can see what NFT you're holding. So you can check our social media out. We're going to be linking our NFT we're holding on the Instagram, so you can see what we're holding. Not financial advice, just that we're sharing what we're doing with you guys. And also Moonbed is now number 1. Aliens is now number 10, and Azuki has been kicked off top 10 as usual. I don't know. And even Dudu's also has been kicked off of top 10, but you know, it's NFT. A lot of people sell these, acquire these, and all of that is trading. And I'm telling you, you need to do your own research, know what you're doing before you get into the market. I haven't seen the NFT market down about 99% since January, and I think that's really, really a disaster. So now let's check out the fear and greed and see what the fear and greed is looking at today. And we can see we're still sitting on extreme fear, guys. We're sitting on extreme fear, and the fear and greed index is sitting at 20. And you know, I told you when it's 20, that's when you need to accumulate some fun, but you don't just jump into the market. You need to watch the market and be sure and make sure it's the right entry, the sniper entry. And that is what we do on this channel. We give you good information, value for what you want to do in the crypto space. And also we give you free signals by saying buy now, don't buy now, stay out of the market, and all of that. And that and more are what we're going to be bringing for you on this platform. So if you like what we're doing and you love this show, you need to support the show. And how do you support it? Is by subscribing to the to the channel, CryptoBit 101. And don't forget to like, share, and even turn on the notification bell. And we've got so much videos for you, to watch out and learn and even see what's going on in the market. So CryptoBit 101, the home of good and beautiful information. And the name of the show is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, and this is where we trade it and we don't gamble it. Until I catch you tomorrow on another fantastic episode of this beautiful show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, I still remain myself, my humble self, Ahmed Oladimeji Kazeem. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay out of trouble. Let's see what the data is going to look like today. If there's anything we need to bring to your views, we're going to record immediately and you're going to see it, and you can act on your investments, your trading, or whatever you're doing in the crypto space, trading and investment in general. So till I catch you tomorrow, stay out of trouble and peace out.